Most people see Greek mythology as a collection of fascinating stories about gods, heroes, and monsters. But what they fail to realize is that these myths were not merely created for entertainment. They are not fairy tales meant to explain the world to ignorant people. Instead, they are encrypted teachings, an ancient system of knowledge that was passed down from generation to generation through allegories and symbols. The ancient Greeks did not view myth as mere storytelling. In reality, behind every story lies a hidden truth about existence, humanity, and the universe. A truth so powerful, so dangerous at times, that it could not be spoken openly. It had to be concealed within the symbols of the myths, so that only those who were worthy of understanding it could discover it. What most people don't know is that in ancient times, myths were used for initiation. They weren't just stories. They were a key to decoding the world, to understanding deeper truths. And when we learn to read them correctly, we will see that they contain something much greater than what we were taught in school. Let's take, for example, the Orphic myths. One of the greatest mysteries of antiquity is the story of Dionysus Zagreus. On the surface, it seems like just another divine myth. The Titans dismember Dionysus, but Athena saves his heart, from which he is reborn. However, this is not just a story. It is a mystical code that conceals the teaching of the immortality of the soul. Dionysus is torn apart and then reborn. This cycle of death and rebirth does not only refer to the gods, but also to the human soul itself. The Orphics taught that the soul never truly dies, but passes through continuous reincarnations until it reaches a state of pure existence. This teaching was hidden within the myth so that only the initiated could understand it. The same applies to the Eleusinian mysteries. The myth of Persephone is not just a story about a goddess who was abducted by Hades. It is an allegory of the human soul. Her descent into the underworld and her return to the surface symbolize the journey of the soul into the material world. Those who participated in the Eleusinian mysteries believed that through this initiation, they could perceive the true nature of reality. It was not just a religious ceremony, it was a life-changing experience that gave the initiates a glimpse of immortality. But what about knowledge? What about technology and progress? Could it be that the ancient Greeks understood things that we are only now beginning to grasp? Let's take the myth of Prometheus. We all know the story. Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to humanity. But fire is not merely a natural element. It is knowledge, science, technology. The fire of Prometheus is the symbol of human progress, but also of the responsibility that comes with the power of knowledge. That is why the gods punished him, because humanity is not always ready to handle the power it is given. We see the same pattern today, with the rapid development of artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and advanced science. And he is not the only myth that seems to predict the future. Talos, the bronze giant crafted by Hephaestus to protect Crete, is essentially the first robot in history. It was a mechanical being, a humanoid made of metal, programmed to follow specific commands, just like the androids and AI-driven machines being developed today. Could the ancients have had an intuition about something we are only now starting to comprehend? And if you think these are just coincidences, what about Plato? In the allegory of the cave, Plato describes people living in a cave, seeing only shadows on the wall, believing that to be reality. What does that remind us of today? The idea that our universe could be a simulation, a matrix, an illusion. Plato was not just a philosopher. His ideas bear astonishing similarities to modern scientific theories. For example, his theory of form states that the material world is only a reflection of a higher reality, an idea that closely resembles quantum physics, where matter is not solid but rather a probability wave, an ephemeral field of possibilities. When we stop looking at Greek myths as children's tales and start seeing them as messages from an ancient system of knowledge, we begin to understand that the ancients had an understanding of reality far deeper than we assume. They speak of the soul, technology, the nature of the universe, and the ethical consequences of knowledge. So, could it be that they knew something that we are only now beginning to uncover? Could ancient myths be a window into the true nature of existence? The only thing we need is to learn how to read them correctly. What do you think? Could mythology be more than just stories? Have we been misinterpreting these ancient teachings all along? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into hidden knowledge, don't forget to like, share, and sub.